In some scenarios in our applications, we'll need to store optional values. For example, let's imagine that we are working on an application which is asking user for his name, email, and a favorite number. Name and email fields are required, meaning that the user has to provide them to the program. And the favorite number field is optional, meaning that the user can input some value, but this field should be able to represent no value at all if he didn't provide it. Let's think, how could we achieve that favorite number field in our program with the knowledge that we have acquired so far? Storing the number itself is pretty simple. We could just declare an int favorite number variable for that. But what value should we assign to it? Because if we want to use that variable, it cannot be unassigned. If I try to invoke console writeLine, favorite number with the favorite number variable, I will get a compilation error stating the usage of unassigned variable. So how do we store a value representing either no value or some concrete value? Maybe we could just set that value to -1 and assume that it would represent no value. The error is gone, but on the other hand, it might be someone's favorite number, and then how that person should set that value. We cannot assign null value to an int, so maybe we could set that value with a default keyword like this. Int favorite number is equal to default. And the error is gone also. But then the default keyword for numeric types is just the representation of a 0. So we are back to the same problem. Someone's favorite number might have the value of 0. Or maybe instead, we could just have two variables for this purpose. One would be the one that we already have, which is to store the value, and the second one, which would indicate if this value is assigned by the user or not, some boolean flag. So let's create a bool favorite number has value and set its value to false. In this scenario, we'd have to modify a little bit the console writeLine invocation. We'll have to check if the favorite number has value is set to true, and if yes, then we can display the value from favorite number variable, and if that flag is set to false, then we can display no value at all. We can achieve this result pretty easily with a ternary operator like this. Favorite number has value, and if yes, it's just favorite number to string, and if not, it's just empty. In this way, we can either store no value or a concrete value in some field. But we had to add and manage one additional variable in our program. Exactly for this kind of scenario in C#, we have something called nullable value type. A nullable value type represents all values of its underlying value type. In our example, it could be an int, and additional null value. We can declare nullable value types in two ways. Either like this, nullable of int, or as Visual Studio suggests, we can rewrite it to just int ? Now our favorite number variable is capable of storing any number from the int range values as well as the null value. We can get rid of the boolean variable which we needed previously. And let's just adjust the ternary operator. To check if there is some value in this variable, we can either check if favorite number is not equal to null, or we can just access the hasValue property from this variable. Those two approaches are pretty much the same. And to get the underlying int value, we can use the value property for this variable. In this way, using nullable value types, we are able to store either all values of its underlying value type and an additional null value.